Look mama, a goth girl. Don't look at her. I don't want you to become. Oh god no. Can someone please switch off the sun? I want to dance in the darkness. Listening to Boar Horse in the cemetery. How it feels when he buys you a snack when you didn't ask. Chat, I got really into crochet and can't stop making fat little chickens. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Doggo will teach you how to get a good rest. Men, after being the perfect soldiers and office workers yet still believing that submission is a feminine trait. If life is a never-ending loop of dirty dishes and laundry, then that means life is a never-ending loop of home-cooked meals and comfy clean clothes. My girlfriend kicks me off my Spotify account every morning. I couldn't be happier. My girlfriend, F, 22, and I, M, 23, live together. My day starts off much sooner than hers does. I'm usually in the office by 6:30 am, which is about when she starts waking up. I'm one of the first people in the office, so I always put headphones on and listen to music as I start my day. I get about 15 minutes of music before it stops, and I get the notification that the output device has changed. This is because we have a Google Home that's hooked to my Spotify account. When my girlfriend wakes up, she starts her day with "Hey Google, play." So she has music when she's getting ready. I always just leave my phone open to see what she's listening to, and when she heads out around 7:30, I get my account back. I'm sure that she has no idea that she's participating in this little routine, and I have no intentions of telling her. Sure, it'd be easy to swap it to her account, but I love to know that she's awake and starting her day listening to her favorite songs. Another benefit of this is that I know what her current favorite songs are, so when we get in the car together or we are just sitting around, I know what songs will spark joy. Some days I think she's onto me. We are both very happy together, and I plan on proposing here in a few weeks. I'm excited to spend the rest of my life with her. Sorry for sending you 20 posts in a row. Everything in the entire world reminds me of you because I love you. I'm scared of my wife and it low-key turns me on. I'm so grateful you were born on this day. Getting to know you has been the greatest blessing. One I once thought I could only dream of. You've truly changed my life, and I never imagined I could love someone as deeply as I love you. Sharing this journey going through life with you has been nothing short of amazing, and I know this next chapter of your life will be the most special one yet. I'll make sure of it. Happy birthday, and I love you. My goal this year was to become a 6-figure author. Isn't that so silly? They're all so talented. Help, my wife is my phone background and my phone keeps running out of battery because I can't stop turning it on to look at her. Cute new coworker is super cute and this is a problem. No, June 2014 me, it is not a problem because you are in love now and have an apartment in Philly and a fat cat and make Mexican food all the time. Dreams come true. And now you two are engaged. Everything is beautiful. It is gonna be okay. It's gonna be ducking incredible. Me with crochet cosplays. Define locked in. My wife's first day at her new job is tomorrow. Set an alarm for 5:15 am so I can get her favorite coffee and put gas in the car. Damn near can't sleep cause I'm so excited for her. I've been secretly learning my deaf coworker's native sign language for 6 months. Today I finally used it. I work in a small bakery, and about 8 months ago, we hired Sarah. She's deaf and usually communicates through writing notes or basic ASL with a few coworkers who know some signs. But I noticed she video calls her family in a different sign language. Turns out she's originally from the Philippines and Filipino sign language is her first language. So I started learning FSL in secret. YouTube tutorials during breaks, online classes after work, practicing in front of my bathroom mirror every night. It's been incredibly hard keeping it from her because we work closely together, but I wanted to wait until I was somewhat decent at it. Today was her birthday, and when she came in for her shift, I signed happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day in FSL. Guys, the look on her face. She literally dropped her bag. Then she started rapid firing signs at me with the biggest smile I've ever seen. I had to awkwardly sign sorry, please slow down, I'm still learning. She laughed so hard she had tears in her eyes. We spent our entire lunch break with her teaching me more signs and telling me about growing up in the Philippines. She said she hasn't been able to properly talk to anyone at work in her native language since moving here, and while she loves ASL, FSL just feels like home. She just texted me saying she called her mom to tell her about it. Her mom apparently cried. I'm not sharing this to brag, I'm just really happy. It's amazing how something that took just a few hours a week could mean so much to someone. And now I have a new friend who's promised to help me get better at signing. Thank you for changing my life. Mom, I threw up. Love from people that's not your family is raw to me. Like you chose me, we crossed paths and you chose me, and continue to choose me. Beautiful. A guy who lives on my street rang my doorbell and said, "Are you the lesbian who saves the cats?" And I said, "Yes. That's exactly who I am. Let me get my coat." Oh, and that gap in my resume is when I was digging my own grave. The dirt under my nails is, yeah, it won't wash out. Although that's actually from when I dug myself out again. I suppose success and defeat can look the same in a mirror. It's crazy because the girl I used to babysit in 2016 was obsessed with Sabrina Carpenter, but at the time I didn't really see the vision. Believe women. My 3-year-old said goodnight to all of us tonight, and then in the dark I heard her little voice say, "Good night myself. I love you. Pause, I love you too. Don't let anyone take that from you, little one." My now fiance's immediate reaction to my proposal. My 5-year-old daughter little Jamette loves to text my dad, Papa Paw, Jim, Adalyn, Bull okay, Adalyn, love, you, Papa Paw, I, miss, you, Papa, no go no so olo I call lamb, am yo ho go all small bvbbl calls incoming yes night miss you too. If you use facial recognition for anything, the government has your face lol. Wait until you find out about driver licenses. Me staring at myself on FaceTime instead of listening. My 10-year-old has been practicing Korean on Duolingo all weekend and I didn't know why. Today I found out it's because there's a new kid in her class who only speaks Korean and she wants to make him feel at home. A lady in the store tried convincing my daughter to buy a doll because dinosaurs are for boys. So my 5-year-old ordered her. I'm not even embarrassed. HR at my work just called me and I thought I was in trouble for something, but they just let me know my 11-year-old sister has been commenting on their Instagram every day telling them to give me a raise. My 79-year-old grandma has a meme framed. Going to grandparents' house, leaving grandparents' house. Beloved friend, whatever plan you have in mind, count me in. I'm there for the whole afternoon, day, night, whenever, or 1,000 times over. Of course, I'm uneasy about the military symbolism, or should I be, but perhaps there is something important to it. Consider all the ways we entrust to each other our lives, in full knowledge of the power we necessarily have over each other, the ways in which people can undo each other. We are brothers, sisters, comrades in arms, to the ends of the world in the end of the night. I adore you. Oh my god, there are so many books to read, and instruments to play, and languages to learn, and people to meet, and songs to hear, and food to taste, and places to see, and lives to live. I will be sending hugs and kisses telepathically today, so if you feel a sense of warmth and smile, that was me. My wife wanted to climb the tree in our front yard to hang Christmas lights, but my daughter cried and begged her not to, so she wouldn't get hurt. It was a warm, caring moment that showed how much she loves her mom. Moments later, she suggested I climb the tree instead. My sister, since we are at a 10-hour time difference now, which means that she lives in the future. Today was nice, you're gonna like it. Your body is T. Well, my compassion is T. My open-mindedness is T. How far I've come is T. 10 activities you can do instead of drinking alcohol. Harvard Law School. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. University of Southern California. Define locked in. She guessed my favorite color first try. But between me and you, I didn't even have a favorite color until she yelled out yellow. She was hella excited and smiling like a little kid. So I told her she was right and I haven't seen yellow the same since. It's in everything. I could probably live in it now. There was once a very great American surgeon named Halstead. He was married to a nurse. He loved her immeasurably. One day Halstead noticed that his wife's hands were chapped and red when she came back from surgery, and so he invented rubber gloves for her. It is one of the great love stories in medicine. The difference between inspired medicine and uninspired medicine is love. When I met Anna, I knew I loved her to the point of invention. Sarah Earl, The Clean House. My grandpa has Alzheimer's, so he has no idea who my grandma is, but every day for the last 3 or 4 months he brings her in flowers from their garden and asks her to run away with him and be his wife, and every day she says she already is, and every day the smile my grandpa gets on his face is the most beautiful heartfelt thing I have ever seen. When he says I can't be wearing a bikini, but my dad rented a whole island so that my hijabi mom can swim in a bikini. Genuinely in awe of your beauty on the boom meter. I'm gonna give you 5 big booms. Boom. 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 There's catfishing, and then there's whatever the hell this is. What a weird way to announce to the world that you've never had a girl sleepover. Most blessed social interaction of the day. There was a dog in the car next to me at a stoplight and his owner noticed me cooing over him, so she rolled the window down. And I rolled mine down, and she shouted his name is Checkers. And I said hi Checkers. And Checkers, that amazingly good boy, lit up like a Christmas tree and wagged his beautiful tail. Stay pretty, stay educated, outdress everyone, prioritize yourself, be successful. Last night I was alone in the ER and crying getting an IV put in. Always a challenge for me because of my veins, and my nurse gave me her phone and told me to go through her Tinder matches and weed them out for her to distract me. What did we do to deserve nurses like actually? The horrors persist, but so do I. I asked my wife to share her queen-sized blanket, to which she replied she was a queen and therefore the blanket was already at max capacity. A baby was staring at me in Target, so I started waving to her and she waved back, and the mom whipped around and was like, oh my god, and I was like, oh sorry, I was just waving to your baby, and she was like, that was the first time she's waved at me, and this mom screamed in the store because we were so excited. Today my 15-year-old shared that he's been giving half his lunch to a classmate for the last few days. He asked his friend directly if he needed help with lunch. My son said to me, I told him, bro, my mom is very cool and she won't mind making an extra lunch for a friend who needs it. And honestly, this is the best compliment my child can give me, because he's absolutely right. He proposed with the Snoopy ring. I'm going to throw up. My friend playing Santa, anonymously picking up everyone's bills at the bar. So my boyfriend comes home last night absolutely smashed, gets undressed and then just stands there in my room. So I'm like, are you coming to bed? And he goes, no thank you, I'm sure you're lovely, but I have a girlfriend, and goes to sleep on the floor. My dad's secretary told my sisters and me that one time the whole office was out having drinks and going around complaining about their wives, and when it got time for my dad to say something he said, I don't know, I love my wife, she's my best friend. TERFs need to shut up about womanhood. My mom was raised to believe all women were less valuable than men and cried when she learned about trans women, because the idea that someone would fight that hard to be a woman was radical for her and meant it was something worth being. You are not fully dressed until you wear a smile. My dad was looking at me like this for like 5 minutes until I looked down at his plate. Just saw a girl say of course everything is falling apart, your new life will cost you your old one. And all of a sudden it makes sense. When girls like horses we call them horse girls and mock them for their bond with giant nightmare leg finger creatures. But if boys like horses we call them future cowboys and rugged outdoors men. I'm just saying. I've met a lot more horse girls and horse boys, so when the dystopic breakdown of society hits us, it's not going to be roving bands of young men on horseback. They don't know how to ride, they haven't bonded. It will be Kelly from elementary school and her band of 50 Midwest girls in pink cowgirl boots who have come for your resources. Wanna know a fun fact? When they were filming Lord of the Rings, they needed a lot of extras to be able to ride horses into battle. They couldn't find nearly enough men with horses/riding skills, so they hired just like a crap ton of women who were expert riders, slapped some beards on them, and called it good. The vast majority of the riders in that film are horse girls. Horse girls win battles. Horse girls win battles. I grew my hair out for over a year to be Bob Ross for Halloween. My wife was a happy little tree. Male reindeer lose their antlers in winter and females don't, therefore Santa's sleigh is actually pulled by a team of strong, powerful, underrated women. You go, girls, I see you. I fixed a pigeon's wing, so he went to fetch his girlfriend and now they live at my house. Never losing any aura points, every version of me deserves love and honor. Did my nails to match my tortoise Kevin's. I was told I should cross post to this son, so here's Kevin and my matching Manus. There's this girl at my school and she's really nice, and I remember sometime last year at one point she would carry a clicker around and click it every time she had a happy thought / something good happened / she laughed, etc. It was always kind of cute how you'd just hear the little click every once in a while throughout class. It always made me smile knowing that it was because something made her feel happy. I don't know. She was training herself to be happy. Oh my god. Does it work? Imagine feeling yourself slipping into depression and you just click a few times and your brain says, wait, this is the sound of happiness, I have to release serotonin. There are no rules to life. You can start over again and 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 again. Relax. Your favorite tattoo on your body? One day I was having a rough morning and scrambling, so I wasn't able to pack my lunch. I came into the kitchen and my son had packed my lunch. I got to work and saw he wrote me a note for the day saying I love you mom. I cried for 5 minutes. Had to get it tattooed. Definitely my fav. Kinda focused on being okay right now. I really care if something good happened to you. It should. We just found out my husband will have to be on oxygen for the rest of his life because of how much I take his breath away. Since I started my new job about a month ago, I noticed one of my co-workers gets treated like an outcast, so I made a point to befriend him. Today he came into my office, handed me a gift card, and awkwardly goes, "Thank you for treating me like a person." Bitch, I might be crying. If you can see someone's bra through their shirt, do you care? Like, do you really care? It's probably a hecka cute bra, right? And I bet they spent like $20 on that bra, maybe even $30, I don't know. Don't shun the bra, appreciate the bra. It's underwear. It's not supposed to be seen. Listening to my bestest 7-minute voice message leak. It's a podcast, and trying to keep track of all the data points I'll have to consider when I send my response. Daisy the dog lost all 7 of her puppies in a barn fire at the end of February and wasn't the same afterwards, spending most of her days going to the remains of the barn to look for them. Her owner posted a desperate appeal on Facebook, asking if anyone had puppies she could foster. The next day, an owner of 8 orphaned puppies contacted her, and Daisy took to caring for them straight away. My neighbor has a boy German Shepherd, and him and Annie always play and kiss through the fence, and today they met for the first time. I asked my grandpa if he would model for me for my photo assignment, and he said, "Let me grab my stethoscope and change into better clothes. I want to look good if I'm getting my picture taken by a professional. Be right back, I'm sobbing." I have healed from everything they never apologized for. I don't care if I have microplastics in my body. You know what else is in there? Love, joy, kindness. They will take care of the microplastics. The Matatuck Union Free School District has announced the names of the valedictorian and salutatorian for the class of 2021. How did your feelings towards your wife's body change after she had babies? As my wife and I get older, my feelings for her have shifted from that girl is super cute, which is pretty common, to this woman has given all of herself to me for the sake of our family. Stretch marks, a cesarean scar, an episiotomy scar, various other scars, a bit of belly, all remind me of the sacrifice she makes every day for my sake and our daughters. I cannot imagine anything that would make me want to hold her closer. Her body is mine. It is safe, familiar, comforting and still captivating. I would not and will not accept any other. It's not just a phase, Mom. I was the poor kid growing up. My mom used to send me to birthday parties with no present, just so I could eat. I definitely got to a point where I understood and was embarrassed as hell. In 5th grade, my friend's mom invited me to sleep over the night before the actual birthday party. When her daughter was in the shower, the mom laid out the toys that she had bought her daughter for her birthday. She let me pick one to wrap and put my name on. I'm 37 now. I'm still grateful to that mom. That one act made such an impact on me. Tell me a soft memory. My oldest brother is 10 years older than me. When I was in 1st grade, he took me shopping for new school clothes, which was huge because, as the youngest of 6 kids, I lived in hand-me-downs. He bought me a little navy blue, polka dot dress with a Peter Pan collar and red alphabet buttons. But, on picture day, I lost one of the buttons on the playground. I had a total meltdown because my brother spent his own money to make sure I had this new dress and I ruined it. I was a mess, totally inconsolable. My teacher was also the mom of one of my brother's best friends. She told him, and he, my brother and the entire football team searched the playground after practice for my lost button, which they actually found. My brother sewed the button back on himself in the car all while trying to explain that he wouldn't have been mad even if I did lose it. It was just a button and a dress. But I did have one of those little red alphabet buttons sewn into my wedding dress. Baby girl and I don't know you. Please delete my picture. I posted this on my story and the guy ended up finding my Snapchat somehow and sent me this. Oh my god. Guy in the back is shook. I'm shook. So my grandpa is 93 and still takes my grandma on dates weekly. Here's them getting ready this morning. My girlfriend washed my hair today. It felt so good. We don't normally shower together, but today we did nothing Shrek happened or anything, but I just feel so on cloud 9 right now. When I reached for the shampoo she said wait, and grabbed it herself, and started running it through my hair, lathering it over my scalp, and massaging my head. I swear it felt so good I just shut my eyes, and felt like I was floating. Then she took the soap, and started sudsing me up, and used her body to spread it all over me, and rinsed me clean, using her hands to splash me, and running her fingers through my hair, and spending like a good 5 minutes just rinsing my hair, and kissing my back and chest. It was almost surreal. I just feel so incredibly loved right now. I almost got overwhelmed and started crying from being so happy while she was doing it. I've never had a girlfriend be so gentle and make me feel like this. I've always been with people who are very cold, and I'm not used to this feeling. And I've got no one I can really express things like this to, which, when I think of it, is really pretty screwed up. I love her so much. I moved my grandmother to a new facility because my mother put her in an awful one where she was extremely depressed. Have fun. I played bingo. 1 second game. Woohoo. Got a mini candy bar. A lady came by and asked me what I wanted for dinner. They are gonna bring it up to me. The same lady came and picked up my laundry. This place is great. I'm so glad you're enjoying. I am. That's a fact. I'm glad I could help her. She lives 10 minutes from me now, so I'm the new person on call. If something goes wrong, but it's not too bad. I enjoy setting up her new apartment. Who figured me out? Taylor Swift fan. Sarah Michelle Gellar reveals she asked for a day off from filming Dexter Originals to attend Taylor Swift's Eras tour. I really thought no one would notice. Me remembering the time I apologized to a friend for trauma dumping, but she looked at me and said, "Shared joy is a double joy. Shared sorrow is half a sorrow." When I was 12 I sat this girl for a few years and she would come to me and show me her art, drag me by my wrists and point at the pieces she'd made during the week, and she'd be like, "Do the voice," and I'd put on a sports announcer Olympics style voice and be like, "Such form, this level of coloring, why I haven't seen such perfection in Crayola in a long time, and what is this, why Jeff?" Now this is a true risk. It seems she's made a monochrome pink canvas. I haven't seen this attempted since winter 1932, and I gotta say, Jeff, it's absolutely splendid, and she'd fall back giggling. At the end of every night she'd check with me, "Did you really like it?" And I'd say yes, and talk about something I noticed and tucked her in. She was just accepted into 3 major art schools. She wrote me a letter. Inside was a picture from when she was younger, monochrome pink. "Thank you," it said, "to somebody who saw the best in me." 10 years of work, but it was worth it. I'm a provider at the same place I used to clean. Service dog receives his master's degree in occupational therapy from Clarkson University after attending every class with his human. Using my alt because she follows my main account. My girlfriend of 5 years has been deaf since she was 6. She reads lips pretty well, but prefers sign language. I didn't know a single sign when I met her, but I could tell right away there was something between us, so I started learning after I got home from our first date. Fast forward a few years, I'm now fluent in ASL and we use it to talk almost exclusively. When she's not looking though, I talk to her, even though she can't hear me or see my lips to read. I tell her how much I love her, how I'm going to marry her someday, how beautiful she is, etc. I've even been practicing proposing, so it's not so terrifying when I actually do it. She has no idea, and I plan to keep it that way. Bro, I'm grateful that we exist at the same time. I love you. A woman with no flying experience and no formal pilot training landed a plane in USA. She did this after her pilot husband suffered heart attack mid-flight in California. She had immediately dialed to air traffic control for guidance. Woman. As a black woman on a national science show, I intentionally wear braids and my curly afro to normalize black hair in STEM. In this pic, I'm wearing cornrows to study plants being sent to space at NASA. Me and my bestie being the same person in different fonts. Today I learned Calvin Klein's cologne obsession can't draw big cats like tigers, jaguars etc. from as far as half a mile, who then proceed to taking long sniffs and cuddling against the sauce, savoring the smell much longer than thieves savor even their meals. My friend is doing field work in Costa Rica and she informed me that if they want herbivores to stay out on an area for a search, they spray obsession around the area, and I thought it was hilarious and made an incredibly specific niche meme that I never thought I'd be able to post. What a beautiful field. I sure hope Obsession by Calvin Klein isn't here. Wow, you're so resilient. Thanks. It was either that or die. Sorry for freaking out. I didn't realize everything would actually be okay. I will get to where I want to be, even if it takes time. It's close to 5 years since I stopped coloring my roots dark brown every 14 days. Couldn't be happier. Nobody who has ever tried to make me feel small has possessed a life of a heart I admired. Literally just let people be wrong about you. It does not matter. It's not your job to make sure everyone's perceptions of you are accurate. Just be a good person and let them be wrong. Akashinga. Meet the women saving Africa's wildlife. The Akashinga Rangers, Africa's first plant-based, all-women anti-poaching unit, are revolutionizing wildlife conservation by empowering local women protecting biodiversity, and fostering sustainability. They are creating lasting change for their communities and the environment. Their innovative community-led approach proves that when women lead, both people and the planet thrive. I just think you're a bit much. Then go find less. Was taken at 2018 Expo Boston. No, not photoshopped. He is hugging me because I couldn't stand on my own. He offered to hold me for the photo, so my wheelchair wouldn't be in the photo. I said thanks, but I'm kind of heavy. He said that's okay. I'm kind of strong. A very special photo to me because he is so great and really is kind and thoughtful of others. So this photo is the day I realized he was a great actor and a great human being. My girlfriend tried to replicate a Simpsons cake for my b-day. My elderly mother doesn't want to move. She is now surrounded by new townhouses in all directions. One thing about me is I'm gonna leave. I'm a leaver. A go home girl. A departing darling. Absolutely always ready to exit stage left. Let me return to my cave so my weary bones may rest once more. I've called the Uber. Isn't it nice to be gentle with yourself? How it feels when we go for a walk together. My passport pics are unreal. When we were babies, my dad was a stay-at-home dad while my mom kicked ass in the courtroom, but he would carry my twin brother and me around with one baby on the front and one on his back in backpacks. And women would come up and look at how cute I was and coo over me and be like, "Oh, how cute, wow." And my dad would be like, "You know what's cuter than one baby?" And then he'd spin around and bam, there was my brother. I love everything about this. Not my sister's dog looking like a 13-year-old girl who just got grounded for texting during class. 100-year-old rhododendron and the woman who planted it. I had a teenage girl come into my tea shop with her mother the other night. She purposely grabbed a tea maker in the most crunched up looking box on the shelf, got banged around in shipment, and carried it protectively over to the counter. If something's in a damaged box, I have to get it because I'm afraid no one else will love it. She laughed nervously. Not only will humans pack bond with anything, the empathy level of adolescent girls in particular likely has puppy saving, world hunger solving, war ending powers. Crying because the owner of this house decorated the front of this house with hand-made bright butterflies for his wife who became legally blind, yet could still perceive bright colors and needed help getting back home after walks with her guide dog. The girl I babysit has made me watch Wall-E at least 10 times, so I assumed it was her favorite movie, but today her mom told me that she watches it because she thinks it's my favorite movie. I have an important secret to tell you. Promise me you won't tell grandma. Sure, what's up? She wants you to play her back in words with friends, but doesn't wanna bother you. She talks about it a lot, so don't tell her I'm telling you. It's our secret. Rosie is a sterile cat. I found a kitten on the street for her to adopt. This was her reaction. Maria Sklodowska-Curie, the first person to win a Nobel Prize twice. I have a gift. This very round bird. For blackout. My heart. Oh my god. The story behind this picture of my grandparents is, they have been married for over 60 years. My grandmother is suffering from dementia and has recently had a stroke. But as soon as he walked in, she said, "That's my boyfriend Willis," and he laid there with her. Yesterday an elderly woman in my block taped the first note to the lobby door, so my neighbors and I dropped off some books/DVDs for her. Today she stuck up a second note. "Hi neighbors. Help. Has anyone any spare books or DVDs? I'm 72 and live alone. And I'm going round the twist with nothing to read. Would much appreciate anything. Please leave outside 143. Thank you for your kindness. Keep safe and be well. Thank you everyone. I'm most touched and appreciative of your generosity and kindness. When I have finished the books, DVDs etc. I shall leave them on the little table in the lobby for everyone to enjoy. It will take a while. PS. You have saved an old bird's sanity. My boyfriend and I got a puppy 2 weeks ago. Today I left him for the first time to start college classes, and my boyfriend sent me this. This man wants to marry me, y'all. Didn't mean to be so ducking adorable and funny and deep and sensitive. My bad. Whoa bro. Did you just judge yourself for fumbling? As you learn and try something new? Damn dude, give yourself some grace. My daughter's scientific proof that she loves me more than I love her, an ongoing debate between us, is that my heart is full of other experiences, whereas hers is less so there's more room for love for me. I'm actually kind of impressed. Hey girls, just wanted to share that my fiance and I are both cytologists, work in cancer diagnostics, and every case I search to see if any cells form heart shapes, so I can send them to her and make her day a little happier. It's what gets me through the days, to be honest. Mark 6687. A dog looks at me and barks. Me, you don't have to insult me like that. Dog, surprised look.